Incorporating a business isn't just for business moguls and industry titans, it's a valid option for small business owners too. For a lot of people, the idea of incorporating a company conjures up images of billion-dollar businesses and international offices. And while that's not wrong, it isn't the full picture either. The issue with starting and running a corporation, for many business owners, is the cost and extra work that go into it. If you don't want to go through the hassle and expenses of incorporating, but still want added protections for your business, forming a limited liability company, or LLC, is an option you should explore. LLCs offer tons of benefits, which we'll get into a little later. First, let's look at a real-world example of how an LLC can protect personal assets. Erika Jayne, who many people know from The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, has been getting some extra media attention the last few years because of the alleged shady business dealings of her husband, Tom Girardi.
I love you. Thank you for meeting me.
Can you imagine? Instead of having lunch with a bunch of gnarly insurance people and a bunch of mean-spirited lawyers, I got you.
Well, I can be mean-spirited.
Really?
Tom was once a hugely influential lawyer and political donor, and he was the real-life attorney portrayed in the movie Erin Brockovich. Erika is a star in her own right, and her bigger-than-life personality, quick wit, and unshakable confidence are on display on The Real Housewives. That being said, the spotlight has recently been centered on her involvement in her husband's business activities. What is the story behind Tom's fall from grace? He has been accused of misappropriating funds from his law firm, including millions of dollars intended for families of Boeing crash victims.
Now to the major story unfolding overseas, a Boeing 737 passenger jet crashing off Indonesia, the tower losing contact just 4 minutes after takeoff. The plane in a terrifying plunge, debris spotted in the water tonight. Rescuers forced to suspend the search for survivors for now.
Many of Tom's past clients have since come forward saying they also did not receive the settlement funds they were owed. Did Erika know about what her husband was doing with his clients' money? Depends on who you ask. Many people thought she knew about Tom's misappropriation of funds, while others say there's no way she had knowledge of her husband's actions.
I didn't want to talk behind your back.
Okay, go ahead. Talk in front of
I
my
would
face.
say how open you were, and you want to go through the legal system. Like you really
Well, I
believe
have
in the
to.
legal
There's
system.
no point about
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to do anything that is not required of me under the law.
Is there something that you might want to do
No.
outside of the law?
Absolutely not. People sued me. I have my response.
Ultimately, Erika managed to avoid any personal liability or criminal convictions, but her LLC remains named in the case. Some people feel that regardless of whether or not she knew what was going on, she should have donated her assets to help the victims.
But here's the thing, the justice is based on facts.
Right.
But don't you think there might be a story that's right versus the law?
No, the law is precedent.
I would give it up.
Well,
Why?
yeah,
Because you can look good?
I would feel compassion for other people.
Why didn't you think I feel compassion? Because I haven't
think-
fought it out yet?
No. I think you don't have the compassion because you don't want the compassion to seem like you're guilty.
I'm not guilty.
But are the assets in question really hers? The alleged assets are owned by Erika's LLC. They aren't her personal property. Erika's company, EJ Global LLC, was initially funded by $25 million from her husband, which prosecutors claim was money that he siphoned illegally from his law firm. EJ Global was mixed up in Tom's legal trouble, and a lawsuit was filed against the company with allegations of fake transactions. The California Franchise Tax Board suspended Erika's company, but her LLC status was a lifesaver, and I'll explain why. When you form an LLC, you are effectively separating your personal assets from your business. So, creditors and lawsuits that come after your business cannot touch your personal property or bank accounts. For Erika, this meant that she was shielded from the lawsuits that named her company as a defendant. This is an extreme example. Most of us won't face multi-million-dollar lawsuits stemming from our spouse's illegal activity. But this is a good example of why having an LLC is a good idea, even if you don't expect needing that added protection. Business litigation impacts 36 to 53% of small businesses annually. That means that every year you face a 36 to 53% chance of being sued. A few more concerning facts. Around 45% of small businesses are currently in litigation, and 90% of all companies companies will be involved in a lawsuit at some point. There is a very real possibility that small business owners will experience litigation. In most cases, when someone sues an LLC, only the assets of the LLC are up for grabs. The business owners are protected. This isn't guaranteed, nothing is, but it is a solid protection plan for entrepreneurs.